as they square off with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, we are just about set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. A few moments ago, they raised the 12th man banner, and this clock and rolling. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And, Charles, we've got two NFC West teams here. Your assessment of the state of the division coming into 2019, is it the Rams to lose?
We saw the changing of the guard with the Rams taking over from Seattle a couple of seasons ago. But Seattle got back in the game pretty fast, didn't they? You remember preseason last year? It was doom and gloom. They ended up in the playoffs. Arizona, they're kind of hitting the reset button. It's San Francisco to keep your eye on. With good help, good drafts, they could be the team that can really contend.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jimmy Garoppolo taking out the San Francisco 49ers onto the field, and he's got to be playing with a lot of confidence right now. This crew at 5-0, and if you remember back to his 5 starts in 2017, he won all 5 of those at the end of the year, Charles. And by the way, good stat from our main man, Ed Brady. 49er quarterbacks to win their first 5 starts of a season since 1950. Joe Montana, Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's big-time company that Jimmy Garoppolo is joining. When you're talking about the best quarterback in 49ers history, as most would say, that's big time. 13-2 lifetime as a starting quarterback in San Francisco. First place in the NFC West.
It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by the Seahawk defense. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
On first down, Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And these are the guys we're about to see down on the turf in just a moment.
Joe Staley, the left tackle, one of the most respected players in the league, as well as one of the most talented.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down. Right back to Coleman here on first down. Credited
sacks in the NFL, and we can still describe him as raw, but that's the case for Ziggy Ansah, who went to BYU, mainly as a track and field guy, gravitated towards football, became a starter for 1 season, and then moved into the NFL. A lot of potential left to scratch for him, a lot more pass rush moves left to be added, but he is a scary, scary prospect.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground.
Here we go.
Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't see.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Time to get a peek at Russell Wilson, quarterback bringing out the Seattle Seahawks offense. Week 6, 4-point victory over Cleveland. Russell Wilson was 5 yards shy at 300 at 295 and also 2 touchdown passes. He continues to do his thing in 2019.
14 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions on the year. And I love how you said, let's get a peek at him. You and I both know, both eyes are wide open when Russell Wilson is on the field. And that game against Cleveland, he and the Seattle offense, they were really challenged, weren't they? The lead kept going back and forth. He led the late drive to get the win on the road.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You ain't going nowhere.
This is Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. They'll run with Coleman on first down. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down and 4, Garoppolo. Cassius Marsh just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Brandon, that just looked like a lot of confusion to me at the line of scrimmage. I don't think the offense had any idea of who was coming on the blitz and who was dropping off.
To throw is Garoppolo. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers clears his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
Seattle's offense takes the field again. It's an offense that has been humming in 2019. They've scored at least 21 points in every game. They've also liked playing the AFC North. Week 6 with that win over the Browns, that makes them 3-0 against the division. And they're going for the sweep of the division in Week 7 when they host Baltimore.
Almost sounds like college football, doesn't it? When you beat teams within your state and you say state champs, even if you're not in the same division or in the same conference. But I love this start. Their best start since 2013 at 5-1. Before their 5 wins have been by 4 points or fewer. Some people may view that as a negative. I view it as a positive. This is a mentally tough football team.
And the upcoming schedule, we mentioned the Baltimore game, then at Atlanta, home for Tampa Bay before the big one at San Fran. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there. And that'll bring up second down. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Dee Ford, a lightning-quick edge rusher, has made his way from Kansas City to San Francisco, and no one happier than interior defensive lineman DeForest Buckner. That should free him up for more one-on-ones inside, and Ford's speed off the edge will surely make quarterbacks get rid of the ball a whole lot quicker.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson, it's caught. Lockett. Tyler Lockett past the 20. Tyler Lockett, 61 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Myers connects on the PAT, and we are tied at 7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And some room to work. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Coleman now. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
This one's sent away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run it with Carson. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Carson, who is a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, has picked up the pace this year after a slow start. 3 straight 100-yard games. Most recently, week 6, 124 yards and the game-winning score in the 4-point win over Cleveland on the road. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
To throw is Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Wilson now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. No success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. San Francisco takes back over possession of the football. That 5-0 start that we discussed, Charles. First time that they've been 5-0 since 1990. And remember, this is a team that in 2018 won 4 games. So they've already surpassed that.
And this is what happens in the NFL. Things change, and they change in a hurry. And they had been compiling talent. Now it's stayed healthy, and they're playing really well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And a lot of people are like, well, the Rams, How are you going to do against them in their defensive front, especially with both tackles not playing? They did quite well. This team has a lot of confidence now, and they will be a factor the rest of the season.
And you look ahead, they will go to Washington and then home for a couple against Carolina and Arizona as they try to remain undefeated.
Yeah, they could get to November undefeated. And
he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, 70 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. That catch certainly easier than the one Tyler Lockett made in the back left corner of the end zone in the Thursday night win over the Rams in Week 5. My goodness, that was incredible. In fact, the advanced metrics called it the most improbable catch in the NFL in the last 2 years. And if for some reason you missed it, look it up. Pretty impressive. Look at this, a tight end carry. Fred Warner coming off a strong rookie year in on the stop for the Niners. Now it's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. He's got the first down here inside the 30. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Wilson defers to Penny here on the draw. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson, that's complete into the hands of Carson. And down inside the 15 he goes.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They go read option with Wilson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Check 26, check 26.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Nick Vanette there to make the grab as his guys are able to regain the lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough, they couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 21-14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Like 20.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they need.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Coleman. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the 1st half.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Here we go.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Garoppolo now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now Wilson down around his goal line. He's got the tight end, Vanette. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And he will have the 1st down as he's up to his 17-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. All right, CD, let's have a little fun. Now that we're into October, I'm going to give you some AFC teams. You tell me quickly, contender or pretender. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's start in the East. Buffalo.
Contender for a wild card spot.
Okay, how about the Chargers?
Pretender.
AFC North, the Steelers.
Contender because the AFC North is a jumble.
Okay, and then lastly, let's go to the South, Jacksonville.
Pretender. Houston now in control.
Now Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. It's a big play there for Seattle. 45 yards.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. It's complete to Lockett. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
Here's Wilson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now with that incompletion, let's do something different. I'm going to go through a few teams that are on losing streaks, and you tell me if there's reason for concern there. Let's start with the Cowboys.
Definitely reason for concern. Not as dominant on defense.
Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll toss it out to Carson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one good for 37 yards. On the ground with a tight end. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty. But it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And a lead now up to 14. This is fielded at the goal line. And able to take it past the 20 a little bit, but no further. A flag in there as well. Let's see what this is.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. they've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Coleman, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has a real priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Hey, come on,
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Garoppolo. And he will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. Dante Pettis, 27 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Let's go, boys, let's go.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing. Because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Wilson. And that will be incomplete.